let's talk about Unity. So Unity has backtracked on a lot of their stuff. They've specified that they are not going to be charging people back fees for stuff that came out before the start of the year. They've specified that they won't be taking money from like specific charities, but there are some charities that they absolutely will expect a fee from still, which is interesting to me. It's only. Oh, go ahead.
I'm just wondering what they're going to base that on.
Yeah.
Like what,
The two they've listed so far are Planned Parenthood and C.S. Mott Children's Hospital. Those are not valid charities according to Unity. Which is okay. United we stand against Unity. But
that's such a look. What? No.
Yeah. You don't get to just say this is not a charity.
Yeah, you can't.
No.
If you agree with it, it's one thing.
Right.
But no, they can't just say that they're not valid.
Yeah.
It's something more than that.
Look, there's a lot that has come up about the CEO recently. I don't know if he's on any political side. I think he's on the politician side of I want money. But man, it gets crazy. So those are things they backtracked on, right? They also said that they would leave it up to the individual developers who tell them how many downloads they've had. Which I feel like that's not true, because they could just lie and Unity would have the numbers. However, it gets dumber. Hero forever. Yeah, right. Because a couple different things have happened. A lot of different devs, over 500 of them, by the way, 503 as of the start of this podcast, have signed an open letter saying that, hey, we're not going to use Unity from now on. We'll finish the projects we're working on, and that's it. We're done. And we're no longer going to allow any advertising for Unity in our games. We will physically remove the Unity logo from our game, because we are within our rights to do that.
Yeah. Well, I think there's going to be a lot of delisting after January 1st.
Yeah.
Games are going to be delisted. They're not going to hold them up.
Yeah.
There's people they're not going to want to pay.
No, I don't blame them. All of these different devs doing that is cool, right? That's awesome. I'm glad that they're speaking out about it. But there's one dev that's gone above and beyond on it, in my opinion, and that is Relogic. Relogic makes Terraria. Relogic is not using Unity. Terraria is not made out of Unity.
Okay.
But Relogic has donated $100,000 to both Godot and FNA, which are two other engines. Two engines that don't have a lot of the options that Unity has because they don't make as much money as Unity. And they've said they'll donate an additional $1,000 a month until the start of the year to both of those.
Yeah, don't Google it.
Yeah, don't Google that. But just like, hey, we want to support these engines that aren't doing this. You know?
Yeah.
And then I guess we got to talk about the alleged insider trading. So, the CEO of Unity used to be the EA guy, right? Everybody knows this story at this point. He's the guy that wanted to monetize reloading in video games and in shooters, and EA fired him. He was encouraged to leave. He's now CEO of Unity, and ever since he's been CEO of Unity, which is last year, he has been selling off stock in little bits and pieces. Unity teams up with Iron Source, which is a mobile engine company that also does marketing and things like that. And 3 of Iron Source's head guys are now on the board of directors for Unity, allegedly. It's provable, but allegedly, just for legality's sake. 2 of those 3 people have been selling stock as well, one of which dumped a lot of stock right before the announcement that Unity was going to do this.
I wonder how much you bought back.
Right. This is allegedly insider trading, which is illegal. Not cool, right? I don't know. There was, and after all this, there was a bomb threat at a Unity studio. And people on the internet started to turn and say, hey, maybe we've been too rough with Unity. You know, people are taking it too far. Come to find out, the bomb threat came from one of their own employees who was fed up that he wasn't being listened to. Not saying he should have done a bomb threat, but point is, it's internal because apparently Unity employees have known about this for a few weeks and have been telling management, this is not going to go well. You're going to cost us our jobs. This is stupid. But they're still doing it. And as much as they backtracked, they're still expecting people to pay the revenue. It's not that much they haven't backtracked on.
Well, that's their goal.
Yeah.
I mean, I do believe it's already been shown. They've already figured out that, making it retroactive is illegal.
Yeah.
That they won't be able to do that. So they're going to go hard on what they can get.
Yeah.
And look, if you wanted money, and I'm talking not just to the guy, I'm talking to the company Unity.
Right.
You want that much money from it, you should charge at the beginning.
Yep, that's absolutely right. There was a really great graph that was put up. I found out about it because I'm Moist Critical, but there's a really great graph that was put up from a Reddit user. It was like, hey, I did the math. This is the curve, and each color on the graph that he made is progressively darker as it's how much money it's going to cost people just for the games that are already out next year. And the black line of at least 35 games that are going to bankrupt their studios if they continue to be downloaded at the level they're being downloaded this year.
So dumb.
And if a Redditor can put those numbers together and then a Unity employee fact check them and say that's correct, then Unity had those numbers too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. They went so hard that when they backtrack, people are like, okay, well, we can live with this.
Yeah. No, I don't think that Unity had a really good position as far as the engine goes. And I think they could have done rather well with like a flat sale price.
Yeah.
And they've kind of ruined themselves.
Yep. They had built up so much goodwill over the years, and it's gone.
Yeah.
It is gone. The internet hates them right now.
Stop reading the book from Wizard of the Coast.
Yeah, right? Next is the Pinkertons.